As a fledgling member of the hierarchy's warrior caste, I sought out as much experience and knowledge on the subject of warfare as I could, before being assigned to a warfront of my own. I was privileged enough to be assigned as a military observer to the Covenant of Man's so-called Reconquest campaign, or the Gentara system. A relatively new agricultural world of meagre importance in the scale of things, but I had been briefed beforehand that this species was incredibly territorial and very prone to grudges against those who think them as lesser or seek their subjugation. Only due to this attitude did they gain galactic respect, especially from the hierarchy, which values martial prowess and determination above all else. It was during this campaign where I learned the human definition of attrition. Unlike our own military doctrine, which exemplified quick and devastating blows to strategic objectives and military leadership, the humans dedicated themselves to a slow, grueling, arduous form of conflict in order to utterly crush their opponents' will to fight them for generations to come. I found this perplexing, as they obviously had the capacity for the advanced tactics we used, both skill and technology-wise. Why would they insist on grinding down their enemy in such a way? It was as if a blacksmith was trying to hammer through his anvil to form the weapon underneath. Only now do I realize that humanity wasn't aiming for the weapon. They were trying to shatter the anvil so no one else could use it. When we first sailed out, the first thing I took note of was the sheer size of their force, dubbed a battle group. The immense variety of ships brought to bear was truly outstanding. Multiple capital-class ships they named dreadnoughts, which literally translated to fear nothing, each with its own array of escorts and a plethora of support ships trailing behind them. Only later would I find out that close to half of said supply ships we saw were dedicated munitions carriers. We arrived in the Gentara system and had an intense yet brief skirmish with the Urfani Void Garrison, which was overwhelmingly one-sided victory towards the humans. Again, I noted their strange tactics. They were one of the few species to employ interdiction arrays. Many had forgone this technology, as while it was adept at keeping vessels within a system from jumping out, it did not inhibit reinforcements from joining the fray. It was seen as a useless one-way net that could only take in fish until it broke. Nevertheless, the humans deployed them throughout the system's perimeter asteroid field. Once said task was complete, the human ships began to array themselves, for what at first I believed to be a deep strike to deploy their troops into the center of enemy strongholds as we would. No, this is not their way. A message was broadcasted fleet-wide. Scions of Blessed Earth, sentinels of mankind's dominion, hear my words. We are to cleanse this world of its vile usurpers who slaughtered our kin and took their homes for nothing more than financial gain. There must be no quarter given. Burn this world and wipe it clean. Let us pray that our departed kinsmen find solace and that their deaths are avenged, and their souls may join the sacred chorus. Begin. With that single word, thousands upon thousands of batteries from the largest rail cannons to the point defense turrets directed fire upon the world below. By the third day, the planetary authority surrendered unconditionally. The human commanders ignored it. All vessels, military or civilian, which tried to flee were turned to dust before leaving the atmosphere. Any relief forces that were sent were quickly dealt with by the dreadnoughts, who without missing a beat turned their gun upon the new foes, defeated them, and returned to its initial bombardment target. Unceasing in both tempo and intensity, this bombardment lasted for another 27 days. I was actually perturbed when the vibrations of kinetic fire finally stopped. Large sections of the lithosphere were peeled away like the skin of a fruit, revealing the molten mantle below. What was left of the planet's bodies of water were boiling or steam. Not a single atom of the invaders remained upon that world. A single monitor blinked to life. Target sterilized. Moving to next target. This same scenario was repeated on 3 more worlds. When the deed was finally completed, a new fleet jumped into the system. It was entirely automated and began receding efforts on the shattered worlds. As we jumped back to the fleet anchorage, a final message was displayed. Begin revitalization. May mankind forever prosper. The Urfani ceded control of the worlds back to the Covenant of Man, and vowed to never again enter human space. Wipe it clean indeed.